get a bet from even Chamu, even Hafiz, my wish will be that the bet I fixed will score 100, and that happened in the past with Evan's bet and Chikumbura's bet, and also Sikander Raza's bet. So whenever I get a bet, that's my motto. I would love that bet to score 100 from the first game. The guy take it from me.
Never Lundu was born in 1991 in Chitungwiza, a sprawling township 20 minutes from Zimbabwe's capital city of Harare. He started playing cricket in grade 3 at Sika Primary School. His progress was hindered when he was transferred to another school where he didn't play cricket, and he excelled in football where he was the goalkeeper. A move back to Sika 6 Primary saw him pick up bats again in grade 6 and 7. He enrolled at Sika 1 Secondary High School and was immediately drafted into their first team in Form 1. He represented his school until Form 4. In his last year of O-Level, he got a call from Regis Chakabva, then coach of Churchill High School, inviting him to come and play for Churchill. After completing high school, he went to play for Mashonaland Eagles B-side from 2008 to 2012.
At Churchill, I played with Dean Mashawidza. I think he was the captain at that time, and I played with Luke Jongwe. I played with Jelod Gumbi. I played with Tino Tenda Mtombots. We were in the same team, and also Jaure, and a couple of guys who are no longer playing cricket in Zimbabwe. They are now based in South Africa, and I think those are the guys I played with at Churchill, and I enjoyed my time there. They treated me like I was born at Churchill. It became my second home when I came from Sika 1, and also at Sika 1 I played with Tinashe Chimbambo, the former under-19 team player, and I also played with Mashonga Nyika. When I was at Churchill, I was then selected to play for Mashonaland Eagles in 2008 with Josh Dandy was the coach at that time, and I played my debut against Mountaineers, and my first wicket was Kelvin Kasuza, and at that time at Mashigu's first team there was Elton Chukumbura was the captain, and I was motivated by Elton to further my career in cricket, and I went on to play at Eagles, and I think I did well for Eagles at that time until 2012 when it was stopped. Then from there I stopped playing for Eagles. I was just going for practice sessions with the first team. I started playing also club cricket at Royal Cricket Club in Chitungwiza. I started playing there in 2006, and in the Royal team there was Keith Tabengwa, Tawanda Mpariyo, Alus Tuchana, a lot of national team guys. And my debut was against Takashinga when I picked up 7 for 11, and I was the match winner at that time. And from there, everyone wanted to play with me in their sides. And currently, I'm still playing for Royal Cricket Club, and I am now the current captain. And I developed myself into an all-rounder. We are doing well at Royal Cricket Club. We have been relegated before, and we are now back in the first league, and I'm still leading the team. And I would love to continue playing cricket and also motivating some youngsters. While I was playing cricket, you know, cricket bets are very expensive, so the time they were breaking, we're trying to improvise to just make it alive. Then I started doing bets in 2010. Then I was doing it like a joke. Then I moved in 2 years' time, in 2012 I think. That's when I started doing bets at a professional level. I was helping Mr. Mtusha at Sika 1 High. He was doing some repairs, but the glue he was using wasn't suitable for that. The breakthrough came when one Lavid Masunda, my friend, broke his bet when he wanted it to get repaired by Samuel Mwakayen, popular known as Mdarajiga here in Zimbabwe. He used to do it, and I do believe he's still doing it in South Africa. When Lavid Masunda got a bet from Pro Sports here, which was Grenikus, I think, he had no money to get it repaired, and he came in with it to me and said, "You can do this. We need to experiment from this bet." It was a proper bet, and for me it was hard to do it, but because my friend motivated me to do it, I tried it and it worked. And Lavid took it to sports club, and everyone saw it and said, "Who did this? Who did this?" And Lavid said, "It's Lundu who did this." And people said, "It's more like Jiga, it's more like Jiga." Then from there he came back and reported that to me. Then that pushed me to start doing bets at professional level. Then Chamunorwa Chibhabha came to the party because we were living in the same location. He gave me his bet. I'm not sure which game he was going to play. I think it was against Pakistan, and he said, "I need my best to get repaired for this upcoming tour." Then I was shocked, and an international bet coming to me for me to repair it. Then I was shocked. Then I took the bets home. Then I fixed them and brought them back to Chibhabha, and Chibhabha was impressed with the work, and he kept on entrusting me with his bets.
Basically, I've known Lundu for a while now, for a couple of years. He used to play for a club called Royal in H2. I think he still plays there. And he used to hang out with my cousin brother, so that's how I got to know him. Before I started sending my best to him, I used to use Sam Mwakaeni. He used to be one of the guys that, fix bets. But Sam moved to South Africa, so now I go to Lundu. Over the years, he got better at fixing bats, and now he's really good at it. And every time my bats needs a bit of help, I send it to him, especially my favorite bats. Otherwise, most of the time when they break, I just give it to to junior players that need bats. But my favorite bats, I send it to him, and he does a good job. And I carry on using them in international cricket.
The big turnaround came when Chamu introduced me to Mamhiyo Masakadza, and Masakadza entrusted me with his bets because he saw what the job I did at Chamu's bets. Then Masakadza was impressed with the work, and also Sikander Raza bat came to the part, and before the tour of New Zealand, Craig came with his bet. It was broken at the toe, and he said, "This is the bet that I want to use in tomorrow's match." But now I was under pressure that I need to get the bet done today so that it will be used tomorrow. Then I worked all night on it. Then I brought it back to Craig, and he was impressed. Then we went on to play with that bet and scored unbeaten 100, which helped the team to get a victory in the first ODI against New Zealand. And Craig was so happy that I repaired his bet that he was looking forward to use in the upcoming games. And from there, I kept on advancing, and repairing a lot of international bets. And guys kept on coming from there. When I did Craig's bet, Pakistan came here in Zimbabwe, and Mashood came with his bet. He sent in his manager with his bet. It was having a crack on the face. Then I repaired it, and he was so happy about it. Then in the third ODI, I think Afi's bet got broken on the edges. Then Kudamunyede referred him to me. Then I took the bat of Hafiz and repaired it and brought it back, and he was so happy to saw his bat living again. And also their wicketkeeper, the wicketkeeper of Pakistan, he came with his bat, and I did it. It was broken on the shoulder, and I repaired it, and guys were very, very impressive with the work. And also Hafiz mentioned that I need to continue doing this because it's very difficult to change bets each and every tournament, each and every series. They want their bets to, if it is his best bet, if it's get broken, they need it back. But if there is no one who can repair it, there will be no option. But now they were with an option, and they were very happy about it. And I do believe that bet is still living, the bet of Hafiz.
I first heard about the bat Dr. Lundu from Sam Makaini. Sam Makaini used to fix my bats, and as he was leaving for South Africa, he recommended Lundu to me. And the first time I gave him just one of my bats, just wanted to see how well can he perform a job. And I tell you, I was very pleased when the bat came back. It's exactly how I wanted and things like that. And since then, I've actually recommended him to the most of the Asian community side of things as well, so that they can. And now all of them actually send their bats to Nundu because he does such a fantastic job. Some of my international bats actually broke as well, and it hurted me because there were some of the good ones as well. But when I gave it to Nundu, when they came back and I started using it, they were actually the same. So he actually is very good what he does. And some of the bats that I used at international cricket were actually fixed by Nundu. And the one that sticks out in my head is the one that I got in my 100 with in international cricket against New Zealand. So I think all in all, I think he does a fantastic job. I think he's great at what he does, and I think it actually helps a lot of us because bats are quite expensive these days. So I think what Nundu does, it actually goes a long way from just fixing the bat. I think it actually helps a lot more youngsters who may not be able to afford a second bat. So for them, Nundu actually comes to the rescue and actually fixes their bats so that they can use it again. That helps them to keep playing cricket. So I think for me, it's not just about that this guy fixes bat. I think it goes further away from that. It goes a long way away from just fixing a bat. It actually gives someone that cushion that if something goes wrong with the bat, which it can, then at least there's Nundu to fix and help.
Whenever I get to a cricket ground, when people are betting, you can tell when the bat is broken. The sound itself tells you that there is something wrong with this bat. But when that happens, it's very difficult for me to go and tell a guy that your bat is broken, because guys would think that you are trying to make some money with them. So I'll just leave them. Then I know that in a couple of hours they'll call me that there is something wrong with my bat. And I remember at one occasion when Ryan Bell was betting at his sports club, he broke his bat, but he just checked the bat. But I told the guys that I was sitting with that this bat is gone. Tomorrow or today, before the end of the day, he's going to bring it. And before the end of the day, surely he brought it, and the endo was gone. And I replaced the endo, and he was happy.
He's really a master at work, in terms of the job that he does with our beds. I first came to know him when one of my beds had broken, and the guy that I used to go to initially was not around, and other guys recommended Lundu, and I thought, okay, so I gave it to him, and when it came back, it was looking as good as new, and he's really done a tremendous job with my bets and with pretty much everyone else around, because he's the only one, as far as we know, who does the kind of work that he does. And even visiting national teams, have come and they've asked for somebody to mend their broken bets, and Lundu has been the man to do the job, and I tell you, he is really good, and I've personally appreciated what he's done, with some of my bets, and you know, you really wonder how he does it. I don't know. He's just, you know, a genius with his hands. You know, at times you give him a, you know, a bat that's really open, wide cracks, and it comes back as good as new. Cracks disappeared, you know, nice and strong, and you wonder how does he do it. I don't know. But you know, we certainly appreciate having him around and, you know, doing the work that he does for us. And you know, there would be a whole lot of bets just lying around if it wasn't for Lundu.
Sometimes I charge at that same time, but especially looking at this bet, I got it from Tawanda Mpariwa. I didn't charge him anything at that time, but I'll charge him after I've just fixed it, because I need time to look at it and analyze if there are any broken areas. Then after that, I'll just charge him after I've done the job.
When you've got one of your favorite bats and they've just broken, when you're in the middle of a game, you know, you've got nowhere to go. There are not many people you know around who can fix up anything for you. You may have another bat, but tell you what, it doesn't feel the same as your favorite bat. And that's the way I got to meet the great man called Lundu, the bat doctor. I met Lundu through that. My bat had broken in the middle of a game versus Ireland, and he was kind enough to take it. And I really didn't think he could do anything with it, but as soon as he took it, overnight he fixed it and he brought it back, and tell you what, it felt exactly the same. There's nowhere else I'd want to take my bat. I've had other guys look at them and try fix them, but I don't think there's anyone around who's better than Lundu.
If I'm replacing a Endo, I need something like a day and a half to do that, because a Endo needs a bit of more attention than anything else. So replacing a Endo, I need something like a day or so. But some other damages, I'll just take them even half a day, then I'll be through with it. Looking at this bet, I got it today. The guys are in the middle of a 4-day match. They want to use it tomorrow. So by the end of the day today, I'll be done with it. Then I will go with it tomorrow. They will be using it to be ready.
I've got new bats, but I like using my favorite bats. So when they break, I still use those. I send them to Lundu. Lundu does a great job, and then I still use them. If you walk into our changing room right now, especially majority of the guys, they'll probably have new bats that they would have just received from their sponsors, but they carry on using the older bats that are, you know, half broken, but they still want to use those because they're their favorite bats. So it's just a matter of what you're comfortable in. And for me, if I have a bat that I really like, and if it breaks but it's not really that bad, I send them to Lundu and then carry on using them.
I normally use a chisel, a hammer, and a vice grip, but a grinder will be useful to use. But when I don't have a grinder, I'll just use those tools: a chisel, a hammer, and a vice grip. And when let's say if the base crack on the back, I'll just use a chisel and a hammer and a bit of string to tighten it up, to just compress it. Then I think those are the main tools that I usually use when I'm doing my job. Yeah, when you are repairing these things, there are some beds which are beyond repair. If you are to look at the bed which Sikander used in, maybe it was in 2008, I think, when they were playing against West Indies, when he was given a Yorker. That bet, there's nothing we can do about it. We can even look at something like this. This was Chinotenda Mtumbo's bet. It was broken on the half, but there is nothing we can do about it, but we can just use the endo to put it on another bet. And I advise guys that when their bets broke, they just need to come with it first, then I'll check on it if it is still replaceable, and we can just do it.
After Lundu had fixed my first bat, I had another bat back at home in Bulawayo, which I had also thought had gone. But, you know, I couried it straight away, brought it up to Harare, and tell you what, Lundu worked his magic on that bat. So anyone out there with a broken bat, there's nothing that Lundu can't fix.
My role model is Elton Chikumbura, because I like his way of play, the way he bowls, the way he bats, and he is one of my favorite players. And also Chamunorwa Chibhabha, I like the cool he is when he's batting. And internationally, I think I would go for Shane Watson because of his all-round abilities and the way he hits the ball. Going into this T20 World Cup, I would think that Chamunorwa Chibhabha will open the bet with Hamilton Masakadze, and I think on number 3 I would go for Craig, and on number 4 I would go for Raza, and number 5 I would go for Williams, and number 6 I will go for Elton, and number 7 I will go for Mutumbami, and 8 I will go for Luke, and maybe 9, 10 they will put whoever they like, and on number 11 I will go for Panyangara. If I was given a chance to be a coach, one thing I would love to do, get an analyst for the team who analyze other teams and analyze my players, the way they play, the way they bat, the way they bowl, what they need to do at certain situations. Whenever I'm not doing bets, I usually go to the taxis. I drive taxis, and also something they don't know is whenever I get a bet from even Chamu, even Fiz, my wish will be that the bet I fixed will score 100, and that happened in the past with Evans' bet and Chikumbura's bet, and also Sikander Raza's bet. So whenever I get a bet, that's my motto. I would love that bet to score 100 from the first game. The guy take it from me. Craig Bagaro 100. Raza following the other bones a bit. Vanda uyo ndarigadzira. Varo 100 Raza. Iwutoni achenda ku Pakistan. Ubva unza bet rake. Ubva anorwa first 100 yake. Ubva vadzuka kuno vachitamba neIndia. Ubva ndatora bet rake kuti anogadzira varo 100 futi. Saka vanhu vamwe kuti chatuunza mabets asina kufa. My future plans are that in Zimbabwe there is no cricket workshop, so maybe in a couple of years to come I would love to have my own workshop where I'll start to make a bet from scratch and make it happen here in Zimbabwe. Like in India we have something like meads, maybe, and Granikus, GMs, and here in Zimbabwe you don't have one, so I would love to do that in future.
If you're not careful, you can easily pass it by, but it's in terms of the work that it does with our bats, but it's so important, especially for us as batsmen. We realize how important it is, and we certainly wish that there was something in terms of a setup, for him to actually do it on a very professional level, where he can actually, go on the big stage. But, he definitely does a very good job, and it's just amazing, how when we send, broken bets and thinking, geez, how is he going to fix this? It comes back as good as new, and you're just wondering, how he does it. And, so, yeah, we definitely wish there was something for him that he could really set up in terms of even a really good business going with that, but hopefully there's something that will opportunities will come up like that in the future for him.
akaremera mudhara achiga ngaachika katisa.